Alright, so when you first load up Lego Fortnite, you're not going to be able to hit play here. It'll be disabled. What you're going to need to do is go here to create a world. It's going to load a screen for you. You're going to generate new world. And then you're going to pick a world slot. Doesn't matter which one. Currently can't name the worlds. And then you're going to choose survival or sandbox. And then you're going to customize with a cover image of your choice. It can be anything. The seed number doesn't matter. It will automatically generate a seed number unless you want a specific one. Then you have to choose between the numbers shown on the screen. And then you have a bunch of options here, just pretty standard options. Enemies, make sure there's enemies in the world. Hunger is the hunger option, whether your character starves or not. Temperature is cold and hot. Stamina is self-explanatory. When you're running, you use stamina. Elimination, whether you can be eliminated or not. And then whether you drop your inventory upon elimination. And then friendly creatures is stuff such as sheep, chickens, and cows. And then the villagers is the NPCs that will appear in the game. So we're just going to leave everything on and then start up here. Alright, once it's made, it's going to automatically load you into the world here. Alright, when you first get in, going to rift you in. You're going to spawn somewhere random in the world, and then you're going to have an NPC spawn with you. You can talk to the NPC to figure out what to do. So first thing you want to do is go around, and this little stone here is the granite. You can just pick this stuff up off the ground here by using whatever input you have. And this here is a branch of the tree. You can pick up wood like that, and then you're going to find stuff like that around. Just pick them up. The big rocks you can't do anything with just yet. These trees, the birch trees, the small ones you can hit. Punch trees, collect wood. Walk around, collect granite. Now when you collect granite, sometimes a spider mob will spawn. It only has 3 HP, so you can easily just punch it down. Yep, just like this. And that's going to drop silk. You're going to want to keep a hold of that for later. So this bush here, you can actually knock down bushes as well. And then pumpkins is going to be one source of the food. And you're going to want to hold on to the vines as well that you get from both bushes, pumpkins, corn, and raspberries. Just collect a bunch of this stuff. Alright, we got our first hunger prompt. So those pumpkins, raspberries, or corn that you've been collecting, it should be on your hotbar. If it's not, you could just drag it down and over. Then you're going to select it, and then just click. There's plenty of food around, so starving is definitely not a big issue at all at this point. Alright, once you have a pretty good amount of both the granite and wood, what you're going to do is find a nice place where you want to set up camp. So we got a pretty nice clearing right here. We're just going to set it up right here. Alright, so plop down a campfire here. That's going to be your first tool. And what that's going to do is unlock some more recipes once you put that down. So the next thing you're going to craft is a crafting bench. And you're going to, this is where you get your tools and utilities. So first thing we're going to do is make the forest axe with the basic tools. And we're going to make a pickaxe with the wood that we got as well. So if you have enough vines that you got and wood, I'd go ahead and craft just some torches here. And in order to have the torches out, what we're going to do is move them down here. This little slot at the end of the quick bar is your offhand. What that means is if you put a shield or torches in here, they will be permanently out. That way, you can still do stuff and use your tools such as that. Alright, next thing we're going to do is going to collect some more stuff. Always be collecting stuff in this game. Alright, while you're out and about, the friendly mobs, the chickens, cows, and sheep, what they can do is drop fertilizer. I'd go ahead and collect this. This is how you're going to make farm plots later. Just hold on to it for right now. And now with the pickaxe, what we can do is start mining for granite with the big rocks here. Alright, now we're going to go back to the village setup here. And we should be able to put down a lumber mill here. So once you build the lumber mill, you're going to unlock some more stuff here. Plank and wooden rod. The plank is used to upgrade the crafting bench, and the shell is grabbed by sand rollers, which pretty much look like the granite, except they got some leaves and stuff growing out of them. They'll be hidden in the ground. Alright, so the next thing after you set up your tool benches is you're going to want to craft a shelter, whether that be a custom shelter using the buildable menu here, or whether you just use one of the pre-builds like the starter shack here. If you hover over the highlighted area with the piece selected, it will automatically place it in the correct fixture for you. Alright, once you have your structure complete, you're going to unlock the village square. So the village square is essentially your town square. And you can just put it pretty much in the center of where you want your town to be. And then just plop it down. You'll be able to choose your icon here, as well as the color that it appears on the map. Alright, once you put down the village square, that's pretty much going to unlock more recipes. And then you can upgrade just using wood and granite. And that will unlock more recipes. It tells you here which rewards you will get for leveling it up. Now you can't use your benches out in the rain. So what you can do is just go to your unequipped or open slot on your hotbar, and you could actually just punch this, and you'll get all your resources back. And then you could just put it down under the shelter here. And then you can use it. Once you do put down the village square, your crafting bench is going to unlock the short sword for you. I would recommend crafting one of those for combat. It is quite powerful. But that's pretty much getting started in Lego Fortnite. That'll give you the gist of things here. And then pretty much just build your village, level up your village town center. That's pretty much it. So, welcome. This is the... I'm going to go over all the workbenches. So, let's start here and just go down the line. So, this is the crafting bench. So, at first you're going to have just the standard recipes. This is all the recipes that you can get with a level 1 workbench. So, we're going to upgrade the bench here. It's going to be 8 planks and 3 shell. Give it a few seconds here. Alright, and now the recipes that we've unlocked are the tier 2 tools, the tier 2 weapons, the shield, and we've got a cool-headed charm. You're going to need the cool-headed charm to go into the hotter areas such as the desert and the lava caves. And we've also got dynamite. So that's everything that unlocks with the tier 2 workbench. So the tier 3 workbench, you're going to need the knot root, which you get from caves, the marble slab, which you also get from caves. You're going to need the sand claw, which you get from the desert area, and the sand shell, which you also get from the desert area. Although you can find the sand shells and sand claws also at beach areas. Alright, after a few more seconds, we're going to look at the tier 3 bench. So we've got the tier 3 tools here. And then we've got the tier 3 weapons as well. tier 3 shield, and then we've also unlocked a few more charms. So we've got the Hardy Totem, the Health Charm, Charm of Resilience, Regeneration Charm, and the Totem of the Immortal. We're going to be going over all the totems later. Now, it's important to note here that the tier 3 unlocks the Glider and the Grappler. So these include movement within the world. These are very important. We're going to go over those in depth later. Alright, then we're going to upgrade to the tier 4, which is the Epic and Final Crafting Bench. And it's going to take 15 copper bar, 25 obsidian slab, and 1 brute scale. You can find the brutes wandering around. The copper and obsidian you get from lava caves, which we're going to be going over that later in the video as well. Alright, so this is the max crafting bench. So we have our tier 4 and final tools. We have our tier 4 weapons, tier 4 shield, and then we've also unlocked the tier 4 charms. Nothing new in here, and nothing new in here. So that's a crafting bench. Next we have the lumber mill. The lumber mill, you're going to use wood, and you're going to turn it into stuff. So, wooden rod, plank, both take normal wood. The knot root rod takes knot root. The flexwood rod takes flexwood, and the frostpine rod takes frostpine. This is all the recipes that you can get. Alright, we're going to take a look at the grill. So, these are the 4 recipes that you can get from the grill. We have grilled meat, corn on the cob, fried egg, and a spicy burger. Alright, with the spinning wheel, these are all the recipes here. We have cord, drawstring, silk thread, wool thread, and then heavy wool thread. Alright, next we have the stonebreaker. So these are all the recipes for the stonebreaker. We have granite slab, which uses granite, marble slab, which uses marble, obsidian slab, which uses obsidian, and the mollicite slab, which uses mollicite. Next, we have the grain mill. So the grain mill is how you get seeds from stuff, and also how you produce flour. Next, we have the juicer. Juicer has 3 recipes: the slap juice, the slurp juice, and the snowberry shake. Gem cutter has 3 recipes as well. We have cut amber, cut ruby, and cut sapphire. Next, we have the loom. The loom produces silk fabric and wool fabric. Next, we have the essence table. The essence table is pretty unique, where we can upgrade our tools and weapons. 4 enchantments we can choose from, with 3 enchantment slots on each tool or weapon. So the essence of damage increases the damage of the weapon by 3. The essence of durability increases the durability total health of the tool or weapon. The essence of health has a chance of enemies of dropping healing items. And then the essence of luck just increases the chance of extra loot. The essence of damage actually doesn't improve the terrain damage for your tools. It does increase damage to enemies and mobs. Alright, next we have the metal smelter. The metal smelter is how you make copper bar and iron bar. And last but not least, we have the oven. The oven's where you make the cool stuff. We got bread, meat pie, pumpkin pie, fruit pie, and then pizza. And that is all the workbenches. So now we're going to go over all the equipment of the game. So, the charms, the first available one, which you can craft straight away, gives 1 heart and 1 defense. You can equip up to 3 of these in your equipment slots here. The next we have the uncommon. So, the upgraded health charm gives 2 hearts and 3 defense. However, the other 2 give 5 defense and 3 hearts. and they also come with added perks. The Hardy Totem, after a few seconds, will give you up to 2 extra additional health. Now the Cool-Headed Charm is the 3 hearts and 5 defense, and what this does is, if you notice in the upper left, you see the hot bar. If we equip the Cool-Headed Charm, the hot bar decreases a little bit, which increases your gray zone. So these Cool-Headed Charms do stack. And you can see right here, the hot zone is very small now. The Hardy Totems do not stack. So having 3 Hardy Totems will not give you 6 extra hearts. They still only give you the extra 2 hearts. Next, we have the Rare Charms. So the Rare Charms, the upgraded Health Charm will give 3 hearts and 5 defense. And all the other unique ones will give 7 defense and 4 hearts. So the Charm of Resilience does exactly what it says it does. It gives you extra defense for a few seconds after taking any damage. This includes fall damage or mob hits. The Cool-Headed Charm is the upgraded charm for the previous uncommon, and what this does is increases your hot zone by a significant margin. 1 rare Cool-Headed Charm is about the same as 2 uncommon Cool-Headed Charms, and these rare ones do stack as well. So with 3, you will never be too hot. It totally takes hot off your temperature bar. On the other side of that, we have the Inner Fire Charm. So this does exactly what the Cool-Headed Charm does, just the opposite. It decreases by a small margin the cold. These do stack as well to decrease the zone quite considerably. Next in the rare, we have the Good Luck Charm. So what this does is it increases your luck when finding rare loot when digging. So we'll go ahead and give that a shot. So what that does is it increases your chance to get other resources, such as there we just got a corn seed. And that's what the Good Luck Charm does. And then next, we have the upgraded Hardy Totem, same as the previous Hardy Totem, but this one just has extra health and defense. It gives 3 hearts instead of the standard 2. Now once again, these do not stack to give you 9 extra hearts. And then next we have a unique one. This is the first regenerate health over time. So this gives 4 hearts and 7 defense. And what this does is it increases your health regen. About every 10 seconds, it gives a quarter of a heart. And then last but not least for the rare totems is we have Totem of the Immortal, which does exactly what it says it does. You revive after taking lethal damage, destroying the totem. So I'll show you that. So when you revive with a quarter heart, and it destroys the totem. And now moving on into the epic charms, there are 4 epic charms. The Charm of Resilience gives additional defense after taking damage, and gives 5 hearts and 14 defense. The Epic Health Charm gives 5 hearts and 14 defense. And the Inner Fire Charm increases your cold resistance by a lot. And these also stack, same as with the rare Cool-Headed Charm. You can actually take cold off the menu. Now you can't be cold. The Epic Regeneration Charm is the same as the rare Regeneration Charm, except this one every 10 seconds heals you for half a heart. And that is all of the available charms in the game currently. Now, my preferred loadout is 3 regeneration charms, because these, unlike the hardy totems, do stack in the regeneration. They each have their individual tick time of 10 seconds, and they each heal half a heart. So if you equip them all at the same time, you'll get 1.5 hearts back every 10 seconds. Now, once you've unlocked the tier 3 crafting bench, you've unlocked the glider. So in order to craft the glider, 8 flexwood rod, 4 wool fabric, and 6 silk fabric. Once you have that crafted, you're going to open your inventory, and it goes here in the 4th slot under your equipment. That's what the arrow is. In order to use the glider, all you have to do is hit spacebar when you fall or jump from a high spot. Now the glider uses stamina while in use. So what that means is if you run out of stamina, or you're regenerating stamina when you fall off a high spot, you can't use the glider. When you fall off or jump off a high spot, you can bring the glider back in by hitting spacebar, and then you can redeploy it right before you hit the ground by using spacebar once again. That'll save you on stamina usage, because there are some quite high spots you can glide off of. And you will run out of stamina. If you run out of stamina mid-flight, you will fall, and you will take the full damage from where you jumped off of. And yeah, that pretty much covers the glider. Alright, so caves. This is a forest cave. You can find these in the forest. They'll be really apparent because they're always the same big giant rock. And inside you will see a little entrance. Just walk up and then enter. So what's it going to do? It's going to load an instance inside the cave. I recommend bringing a torch so you can see. Obviously, the world's still loading. But inside here, you're going to be able to find knot root, which is this weird looking root right here. And then marble, which is the marble looking rock on the walls. If you need help getting up, because obviously you can't get up to the roof, just bring up your build menu. It's really useful to construct stairs, so make sure you always have wood on you, and then doing so you can reach the top of the roof, no problem. Don't forget, this is a Lego creative game, so if you can't get somewhere, you could probably build over to it. Just like that. Now for the ice caves, it's the same thing, except they will have ice formed inside the cave here. Pretty clear that it's an ice cave. Same thing, just walk up and enter. Now you're going to want to prepare, because inside these caves, it is very cold. So I would recommend bringing a charm or food that helps. Food that helps inside is the spicy burger. So this will prevent you from freezing. You're still going to lose health to the cold, but definitely not as quick, so you can still explore. But if you compound that with a charm, you will not be cold. So inside are a few resources here as well. You'll find bone wolves, which drop the cursed bone. So this is the iron resource. You'll find sapphire. Now, if you go into the frost biome far enough, you will find green stones. This is what malachite looks like, and can be found on the Frost Mountains. Alrighty, so when you reach the desert, you're going to notice some cactus. So the cactus is actually where you get flexwood, and these giant rocks are the mesas, and they have the amber on them. These glowing yellow stones are the amber. You'll need a pickaxe to break them. And in the desert biome, you can find the volcano caves. The volcano caves have a red tint to them. And inside, it's kind of gray and ashy. So once you enter, you're going to be very hot. So I recommend getting Snowberry Shake. And then the charm associated with that is also the cool-headed charm. So inside this cave is where you're going to be doing a lot of the mid to late game farming. You can find copper. This is what copper looks like. This is where you'll also first find obsidian. This is what the obsidian looks like. And then this is the bright core. This is used in almost all mid-game crafting and lights. This is what it looks like. And then if you're looking for blast cores, this is what you're going to look for if you're looking for blast cores. Now, like I said, they do explode if you don't kill them. But they still drop their core after they explode. Alright, so NPCs. So during the night, NPCs will visit your village. They'll be around the village totem. Now, you can talk to NPCs, and at a certain level, they'll either give you recipes, you can chat with them, and they'll either give you tips, or they'll just chat. And then you could also take them on an adventure with you. Raptor's currently on an adventure with me, so I have Dismiss Follower. I can give him items, such as tools or weapons, and he will help harvest and attack NPCs or mobs. And he'll follow me around. Now I have Bright Bomber currently smelting bars. Let's see what she's got for me. You'll ask, how's your job? And they're 69% done at the melter smelter, which means they don't have anything for me quite yet, but they're working on it. Let's go see how Sparkplug's doing on the wood. Alright, so we have different options here. So they have Flexwood Rod for me. They have Plank, Wooden Rod, and Knot Root Rod for me. So they've been quite working hard. So you just click. You have to click individually. Now, just because there's only one option doesn't mean you only had one. So we got 14 Knot Root Rod from them, 4 Wooden Rod, 1 Plank, and 11 Flexwood Rod from them. All right, let's go see how Sunflower's doing on the textiles. So they have heavy wool thread, silk thread, and cord for me. So as you can see, this is quite a quick way to get resources. And you can let your villagers just work on this for days at a time, and they'll stockpile stuff for you as well. Now, if you want to switch them out, or just want them to stop working, you just go to Let's Talk Jobs, and you can tell them to stop working, or you can go to Help the Village, and you can swap their job. They have food jobs, so you can get them to grow food, cook food, and extract seeds. Resource jobs, they can refine stone, refine wood, collect nearby resources. And then the refining is smelt metal, where they can collect gems. It's very useful to have NPCs do this for you, because it can save you quite a lot of time. Now, at max level 10 village, you can have up to 5 NPCs in one village. And as the levels progress, they unlock more recipes to craft at the stations, as well as get other types of recipes from different biomes. Alright, so creatures. We have the chicken, which has 3 health, drops meat and feather, and upon being pet, it will drop an egg. The cow has 10 health, drops 1 meat, and if you pet it, it will drop milk. The sheep has 5 health, drops 1 meat upon death, and if you pet it, it will drop wool. The mountain cow has 124 health, drops 1 meat upon death, and if you pet it, it will give milk. The ram has 5 health and drops meat. If you pet it, it will give wool. If you're looking for heavy wool, you will need to capture the ram or the sheep and feed it and treat it, and then it will have a chance at dropping heavy wool. The scorpion has 14 health and drops 1 meat. The spider has 3 health and drops 1 silk. The stone roller has 23 health and drops 1 shell. The wolf has 16 health and drops 4 claw and 1 meat. The hermit crab has 19 health, drops 1 meat. The sand roller has 63 health and drops 1 sand shell. The sand scorpion has 25 health, drops 1 meat, and explodes upon death. The sand spider can be found burrowed and has 21 health and drops 2 silk. The sand wolf has 62 health, drops 4 sand claw and 1 meat. The blaster will explode if not killed, has 29 health, and drops 1 blast core. The frost roller has 143 health and drops 1 frost shell. The frost scorpion has 61 health, drops 1 meat, and will explode upon death. The frost spider has 53 health and drops 3 silk. Frost wolf has 100 health, drops 4 arctic claw and 1 meat. The bone wolf has 159 health and drops 1 cursed bone. The brute has 370 health and drops 1 brute scale. The sand brute has 576 health and drops 1 sand brute scale. The frost brute has the most health in the game with 908 health and drops 1 frost brute scale. The skeleton brawler has 10 health and drops 2 bone. The skeleton striker has 10 health, drops a pickaxe common and 2 bone. The skeleton chopper has 10 health, drops a forest axe common and 2 bone. The skeleton blaster has 8 health, drops blast powder and 2 bone. The skeleton slicer has 10 health, drops a short sword and 2 bone. The skeleton archer has 8 health, drops a recurve bow common, arrows 3 to 5, and 2 bone. The mine skeleton brawler has 18 health and drops 2 bone. The mine skeleton striker has 18 health, drops a pickaxe common, and 2 bone. Crossbones archer has 24 health, drops a recurve bow common, arrows 3 to 5, and 3 bone. The crossbones brawler has 28 health, drops blast powder, and 3 bone. The crossbones blaster has 24 health, drops blast powder, and 3 bone. The crossbones slicer has 28 health, drops blast powder, bone, 3. The crossbones slicer has 28 health, drops blast powder, up to 3 bone, and a short sword. The mine skeleton blaster hard hat has 50 health and drops 1 to 2 bone. The mine skeleton brawler hard hat has 60 health and drops 1 to 2 bone. The mine skeleton chopper hard hat has 60 health, drops a forest axe common, and 1 to 2 bone. The mine skeleton striker hard hat has 60 health and drops 1 to 2 bone. The skeleton knight has 30 health and drops knight shield common, a short sword, and bone. The dummy brawler has 10 health and drops corn, raspberry, corn seeds, wool, and egg. The dummy archer has 12 health and drops corn, raspberry, corn seeds, wool, and egg. The rogue archer has 10 health, drops a recurve bow common, 3 to 5 arrows, grilled meat, corn on the cob, corn, egg, and blast powder. The rogue brawler has 12 health and drops grilled meat, corn on the cob, corn, egg, and blast powder. The rogue slicer has 12 health and drops a short sword, grilled meat, corn on the cob, corn, egg, and blast powder. The outlaw archer has 31 health, drops a recurve bow common, slurp juice, spicy burger, snowberry shake, grilled meat, and blast powder. The outlaw blaster has 31 health and drops wool, slurp juice, blast powder, slap juice, grilled meat, fried egg, and dynamite. Outlaw brawler has 30 health, drops fried egg, slurp juice, snowberry shake, bread, grilled meat, spicy pepper, spicy burger. The outlaw slicer has 37 health, drops egg, blast powder, grilled meat, raspberry, slurp juice, wool, snowberry shake, and a short sword. Common. The pirate archer has 31 health, drops a recurve bow common, wool, blast powder, slurp juice, slap juice, grilled meat, egg, and 3 to 5 arrows. The pirate blaster has 31 health, drops blast powder, snowberry shake, wool, raspberry, slap juice, and grilled meat. The pirate brawler has 37 health, drops slap juice, raspberry, grilled meat, blast powder, slurp juice, egg, wool, and snowberry shake. The pirate slicer has 37 health and drops egg, blast powder, grilled meat, raspberry, slurp juice, wool, snowberry shake, and a short sword. The Falcon Knight Archer has 79 health, drops a recurve bow uncommon, 3 to 5 arrows, bread, spicy pepper, corn on the cob, and grilled meat. The Falcon Knight Sentinel has 77 health, drops a long sword, knight shield uncommon, grilled meat, milk, bread, spicy pepper. The Falcon Knight Slicer has 95 health, drops a longsword, heavy wool, slurp juice, corn on the cob, bread, egg, grilled meat, spicy pepper, and snowberry shake. The Falcon Knight Warrior has 95 health, drops a longsword, egg, corn on the cob, slurp juice, grilled meat, snowberry shake, bread, milk, cheese, heavy wool, spicy pepper. The Wolfpack Archer has 89 health, drops a recurve bow uncommon, cheese, grilled meat, arrows 3 to 5, heavy wool, and slurp juice. The Wolfpack Chopper has 107 health, drops a forest axe uncommon, heavy wool, snowberry shake, cheese, grilled meat, egg, and bread. The Wolfpack Protector has 107 health, drops a longsword, a knight shield uncommon, corn on the cob, slurp juice, heavy wool, cheese, bread, spicy pepper, milk, and snowberry shake. The Wolfpack Slicer has 107 health, drops a longsword, corn on the cob, slurp juice, heavy wool, cheese, bread, spicy pepper, milk, and snowberry shake. And those are all the mobs that are currently in the game. Alright, so once you unlock Flexwood, you're going to be able to craft a dynamic foundation. Now this is the only foundation in the game that can move around and is affected by actual in-game physics. You can move it, you can push it around. And then, I'll teach you guys how to make it float. So there's two types of balloons. There's a large balloon, and there's a small balloon. In order to make one dynamic foundation float, you need either 3 small balloons or 1 large balloon. Now make sure the balloons are as centered as possible or at least as even as possible, because the actual foundation is affected by lift generation. So if the center of mass is off with the lift, it will actually tilt. I'll show you guys here, like this. And if you pop your last floating balloon, you will fall and it will crash. Now, as long as you remain on the foundation, you actually won't take fall damage, but you need to remain on the foundation. So the most control is obviously the small balloons. And it takes at least 3 balloons in order to make the dynamic foundation fly. 4 makes it fly even. Now, on the other hand, you could put 3 right in the middle. And it will still float, just not as even. That's why I prefer the corners. All right, so once you have your foundation and it's flying evenly, in order to go down safely, make sure you pop only one of these balloons, and you will start to descend. Now you can descend faster if you pop another one, and this should descend all the way to the ground. All right, now that we're back on the ground, I'll teach you guys how to move your hot air balloon. So if under toys, there's the large thruster and the small thruster. I'll show you guys the powerful difference of the two. So we're going to place 2 small thrusters on the back. And then we're going to fly again. And you will need an activation switch in order to turn the engines on and off. Once you're at a suitable height and there's nothing in front of you, you can turn the engines on. Now you want to make sure your thrust is always even. If your thrust is uneven, this is what happens. If your thrust is uneven, then you'll find yourself spinning in circles. Or worse, crash into the ground. Always make sure your thrust is even. The large booster does fly a little bit faster than the smaller boosters. All right, now that we've gotten our hot air balloon moving, I'll teach you guys how to turn the hot air balloon. So, like I said, the dynamic foundation is affected with mass to thrust. So, in order to get it to turn to the right, we're going to want to weigh down the right side of the dynamic foundation. Now, you can do that with anything. I just found the small foundations to be easier to manage. So now that we're weighed slightly to the right, we should be able to turn to the right. And as you can see, we are turning slightly to the right. In order to get it to move more to the right, just put another one down. The more weight you put down on the right side, the more your ship will turn. Now be careful, because as you weigh down your ship, you're going to need more to lift it. But this is how you turn the ship. Now, with a lot of weight on the right, it will obviously turn heavy to the right. And then if you want to even it out, you just even out the mass. Once you even out the mass, it'll fly straight again. And that's pretty much the tutorial for the airship. Now you have a flying airship that can land, descend safely, and turn. Just make sure you always bring extra balloons. Hey guys, thanks for checking out my video. If you like what you see, you can check out my Twitch channel. It's in the description below. And don't forget to like and subscribe.